What's up, guys? Welcome back. We're at the bunker along with Randy Stokely. I'm Jason DeBeas, and this is the Motherlode 2023. This is Aspen, Colorado. This is your first visit out here, at least Colorado in a minute, and look good, feel good, and here we are.
At the Motherlode, the 50th anniversary. I'm really happy to be joining you, Jason, here. Weather conditions, a little overcast, a little bit of a breeze, and coming up in the afternoon, we've got a great men's match coming up here for you on NY Varsity Sports, and this is the Motherlode.
Hey, listen, Skylar Joe Sol, okay, who really needs no introduction, right? Everyone already knows who he is. And then you have these relative unknowns, like some of these smaller tournaments. It's just like you never know who you're going to run into. And we just had a conversation with them today, right?
And it was such a nice conversation that we had. Two young studs, 27 years old, from Boulder, Colorado, grew up just blocks away from where we used to play back in the AVP at the Cuervos. I just showed him a picture that was basically of fans of about 20,000 people out there at the dam. He got tingles. He said he was so excited to go and play, and not only play but play in front of us. And he's looking forward to hearing the commentating that he can possibly learn something in the future. But we got young studs against some guys that have been playing the game for a little while.
Listen, they're definitely going to learn something from us one way or another. Come on, this is Stokeless. I'm Jason DeBeas. These guys are the competitors. Felt, Ball, Del Sol, Christian Hoover. And I was going to say, here we go, but where's the ref?
Look, you're a ref.
Here we go. The crop top boy. That's a great look at the uniform, Randy. Rocking the uniform.
Should be a seesaw battle here. We're going to see some pretty exciting volleyball with probably a lot of strength, a lot of battles at the net. Looks like these guys are, big and ready to block and ready to hit. So stand by. We'll be starting shortly. We're looking for a ref, and the ref's coming in right now.
Hey, someone that just flipped the scoreboard a little bit.
And keep us on.
And here we go. Left shoulder serve to Skylar. Up and down set. Skylar cut. And the retrieve, not plausible, not possible, not done.
Nice control by Skylar to start off the game. Under control of me, I would have tried to beat that first ball and try to test him at the block, but he goes to a cut shot, scores the first point of the game.
Send that message. Yep. Christian Hoover on the serve. Wow. Good set by Felt on that. And Ball. Wow. Ranzel Ball with the cross court over the top shot.
Very good. And he said one thing and one thing only when you asked him what he's been working on, and that is his high extension and his high hit. He doesn't want to drop his elbow, and that's a good way to think.
Yeah, he's off to the races. We're at one apiece right now. Sticks on the board, and ooh, that was dangerously almost a ball on court where the jump was and what happened, and nothing to see here. And
nice block at the net. As we were saying, there are going to be a lot of challenges right now, a lot of big hitting, a lot of big blocking. As the blocker's calling for line.
Ranzo Ball out of Boulder, Colorado serves. And there's Christian Hoover just throwing down, Christian Hoover, Randy. We asked him, what have you been up to? What school did you go to or whatever? And he's like, I'm just 21. I didn't go to school. I'm just playing beach volleyball. And I'm like, well, there goes our research.
I was kind of interested to see that and hear that, because obviously a guy that just hones his skill in one little aspect is going to be a pretty darn good player.
Yeah. Nice layoff there by Skylar Joe Sol. And also having Skylar as not just your partner, but maybe a little bit of a mentor, Pretty good guy to apprentice under, who remains an active player. Wow, great position, one serve. And that's Feltz gets dug. Skylar, magical set. Oh, it gets blocked, but would love to see a little coverage.
Yeah, covering the ball, that's the last thing you're thinking. He's going to shoot the ball or hit the ball and put that ball away. So very difficult to try to cover that thing. It's if you're able to learn how to do that, that's one of the best skills in the game.
It really is. We're one away from the switch. Did he get a little touch and a little honor call there by Randall Ball? It was out of bounds, but to his credit, honor call, and there's your switch 4-3.
Early first game, I think, Jason, one of the things that we really need to look at is the aspect of how they're passing and receiving the reception here. Let's see. That's a nice, better touch, a little bit higher, gives him time to move into any position that he wants. If you'll notice, when the teams are not scoring or siding out correctly, their ball is passed low and they don't give each other enough time.
Right.
And so that's where they give up the points. So let's take a look at that in this game.
And that, to me, that's what separates like the higher level open teams than over the middle of the run of the mill. What's your first hit look like? Is it can you option it, right? Can you give your hitter a good look at the net as we go on the side out attempt? And wow, nice patience, almost a like you said before, like a freeze frame, like time stood still and then they hit line.
Well, it's important to give yourself time and just to push the pass up and try to be quick with it. You want to be in balanced, not unbalanced. As this all goes back to serve now. Serves a short serve, which I really like, down the line. And they run something quick. Now, that's maybe...
Here's the block. Go ahead.
But that might not be the time to run something quick. Because not only has the player come up and tried to pass a short ball, but he's got to retreat to try to get an approach.
I agree.
Want to lift that ball up so he can go and do something just like that.
And Skyler, I think, wins on that one too. He had to be predictable to do that cut over, and at some point, Christian Hoover has got to take that first step. You're really big, Randy, on just following through. Like there's some balls you might not be able to get through, but like going, diving and just following through helps you with the more difficult plays as the game goes on. And that ball gets blocked cover. There's a 360 set by Skyler. Doug looking for 6. Felt, not yet. Skyler, middle of the court. Felt, back action. Back set. Felt, tipped, got it.
Good ball control for both sides. And a little powder of dust as the afternoon is setting. Still early here up in Aspen, Colorado. 8,000 feet elevation at the 50th running of the Motherlode.
Alec Felt, former Santa Cruz banana slug to serve. That's a lollipop. Not my most favorite serve in the world. And you know what? If you serve lollipops, you're going to get licked, and that's what happened.
And there was a unique shot on 2. Hand setting that ball. You rarely see that in the game, and it's one that you live by the sword and die by the sword because you really are not seeing it. You're just kind of guessing at that one moment.
Right.
And he got lucky, and he really wasn't even faced and got away with one, I thought.
Well, I'll tell you something about Skyler in a minute. There's the back set again, and nice dynamic swing, but a good dig, and Skyler goes jumbo, gets dug. And that could be a problem. That's a free ball scenario. Christian, free ball, Christian. Hoover's one, cross court. And I think that's your second switch of the game. I believe that's 8-6 in favor of the veteran and the young buck.
Yeah, Randall didn't get over his hands quite easy. He's got to know that when you get out to the pin, just shut the angle down low and tight and force the player to do something different.
No doubt. I have my little statistics pad here, just trying to count kills, aces. First ball side outs is what we're looking out for. And I like the move, but once again, stopping your swing. It just allows that ball to just luff balloon and sail out of bounds.
Yeah, it's not only stopping the swing, but the pass has just got to go up a little bit higher if you're going to go to that option. I like the little juke that he made because it takes, again, the second totally out of play.
Drifter set, and wow. Nice move. Skyler, a little bit of a groan on that set. He's very much a set. I'll just use the term finicky. about setting. He has a very strict standard in his hands. He's a fast release setter too, to his credit. Not a whole lot of FBI catch and release on his part. Outside set. Hoover hits wide.
Now, there's one of the first mistakes of the game. All of a sudden, they go to Hoover, serve him cross court to his line. He gets outside and kind of chops that out just a little wide. Tough when you're all of a sudden pinpointed into a, how should I say, put it back, you're back into a corner by serving that line and getting yourself out to that pin. Let's see if he goes back to it. Not really. Should be an easy pass. It's a nice jump set, beautiful. Doesn't look at it. There's another opportunity for DeSole coming in and gobbling that shot up on the blind. Gets blocked, covers himself, shoots it out to the right. There's all things. A hand set out to the deep corner. Called a jumbo set. I don't know, but that'll work any day in the world.
You know, Randy, I'm so glad you called that whole series because there was a whole lot for the audience to unpack.
You know, you're going to see this game. The game is the evolution of the game is to move the ball around, but to be in balance. And a number of teams around the world are doing this because they're playing in these hard-packed arenas, and the sand is a little bit better for conducive to them jump serving. Jump setting.
Wow, the tape is your friend, but not on this case, as the tape was just enough to let the ball ride out of bounds. And the crop top boys find themselves down by 3.
Yeah, that's not a great opportunity to go and all of a sudden shoot that out to the pin. He's got to be out to the pin. He's got to be ready already, making his move to go and hit that set. So like this short serve, go back, go a little higher, do something else. That's fine. That'll all work. Much better given an opportunity to put the ball away rather than just jammed with a quick set out to the pin when you're not ready.
Very, very astute observation there, partner, as we are 1 away from the technical timeout. Skylar in the serve location, short, on same spot, almost in robotic fashion, almost the exact same spot. He's almost like a machine there.
Alex Felt back to serve from the left side, playing defense on his cross court, then comes to the line and a big step in. I love that play. Wow. That's an incredible block by Randall Ball. Just starting on his line, committing to the cross court. I love the block because, hey, listen, if you're gonna go and take away, that's what you want to take away. You're not gonna get to the cut shot. Take away what a player really wants to do, and all they want to do is hit that ball cross court. Almost a bigger percentage than the line.
And it seems another thing they don't want to do is take the technical timeout. We're at 11-10, and this might be a mistake on all 4 competitors' parts. 8,000 feet above sea level.
Is that a technical timeout?
They're not going to take it. That's weird. Okay. And life goes on, 12-10.
Well, that was very interesting. I have never seen 2 teams not worry about a technical timeout and go into the continuous play.
Yeah, it's particularly someone like Skylar Del Sol who sometimes wants to go fast and sometimes wants to pace himself. And this one, he wants to pace himself and consistent with that. How about the technical timeout? Oh, look out. Right into our living room, robbed of a home run. We're at 11-12, Randy, and it's been fun. They've been smacking each other. Good plays. Not to mention, if you're going to wear a shirt like that, you have to play well. You got they're rocking the crop top.
Unique. They want to stand out and be different. That's fine. There's a good swing on the left side by Christian Hoover.
Christian Hoover wants to go to Florida and spend some time with some players out there. There is some talent out there.
21 years old, wants to go and make his name put out aloud in the sport of beach volleyball. And I like it because, there's very few guys that just hone their skills to be a beach volleyball player. You see it more in other countries because they don't have maybe the indoor programs or there's nothing available for them. But to see it in America, a good player, just playing beach volleyball is a rarity.
Yeah. I mean, we can count on one hand is wow, he he kind of whiffed that off of his forearm.
You know, it's funny to me. All the sets are just a little low. They're just like a ball, I'd say about 10 inches to 18 inches low. And so it's hurrying up everybody, and then everybody's going to kind of a shot right there. I don't know why that is, but obviously we're at 8,000 feet and a little wind coming up, so maybe you want it near. There's a little wind factor. He's jumping against the block, covers Del Sol.
Wow. Skylar patiently, calmly. Oh, that one left balloons out of bounds, and we have ourselves a situation. We're at 13 apiece. I thought it might have been worth a look. We got two people back there that serve.
Yeah,
We got chicken or the egg on that one.
This is a great moment right now because what we thought was out and their bodies language looked like it was out, and the opposing team that is looking at the line right now thought that it was out. But you have two people with two balls in their hands ready to serve.
I mean, I got to tell you, when you're in a beach game and in and out is a controversy. When beach at least leaves a ball mark, there's some kind of semblance of evidence of where the ball hit. I don't like playovers for just you got to call in or out. I do not like a replay at this level at this tournament. If it's in, you call in. If it's out, it's out.
More importantly, the referee's got to go and beyond that and make quick decisions and judgments to continue the game.
We got 13-14. I didn't think that was the score, but here we go. They go to ball. Ball goes cross court. Good dig. Transition. Hoover. Line over. Doug. Up and down. Set. Ball. Did he get Skylar by the body language? It looks like he did. 14 up. There's our switch, Randy.
As we go on into the tournament, I think that the calls upon each are going to kind of, how should I say, they're not going to make that call on each other anymore. You know, they want to win this tournament. They're going to give it up to the ref.
Little handshake deal.
Yep.
Ball with the floater. This time the position 4, similar to before. Hoover trying to be a little too cute. Sometimes you want to just hit. And speaking of cute, ball was cute from way up where his penthouse was, and now it's 15-14. Now, no, scratch that. It's now 14-14. They fixed the score. Excellent. There's our switch. Pretty high jump there by Renzel Ball, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hoover did a little bit of thinking on that line, on that crossbody. Creating a string on the outside. Hoover again with the cut, and this time it goes down.
Very interesting move by Christian. Christian receives serves, pushes it up in the good spot, takes a look, a little peek, then cuts that ball, not maybe knowing that the player was in that position, but puts down a good ball. 21 years old, player to look at for the future.
They go to Felt this time. Alec on the back set. Alec, line over Doug. There's just a whole bunch of traffic on this court as far as balls are concerned, and we're going to remove one of those, and the other one looks like it's going to be recycled on this center court here in Aspen, Colorado.
Very tough, Jason, when you have a point opportunity in your mind that all of a sudden a ball comes on, and here comes another one.
Does it look like that one?
It over. So now we'll go even 50-50, and now we'll start it all up and over again. But like I was just about to say, when you get an opportunity to score a point and a ball comes on, boy, it's deflating.
There's position 1, the Felt. Felt creates a string on the right side, gets blocked, covered. He knows he's got to go. Looking for 15. Felt. It's a ball, not yet. Good outside set, and man, I think as far as not being at the scene of the crime, I think Skylar Del Sol was a little bit too far away there, Randy.
You know, Randall Ball and Alec Felt, you can see that they have some chemistry, and they know exactly who's running up to the net right there on their defensive positioning. Ball gets up to the net and makes it just an incredible block.
Here's the up and down set. Nobody up, and wow, just throwing it down. And on no bounce, hits a female player jumping for a hit on court 1. And we're now 16-15.
Okay, let's take a look and watch the pass.
Everything's in front of him.
Yeah, and run outside, and there's a good swing off the block and wide. There's a good point and a good swing by Alec Felt.
I also thought it was a pretty good reach by Skylar Del Sol, who just missed that block. I mean, Skylar Del Sol is a career back row defender, and in this tournament, he's blocking full time. So very interesting. And you had a conversation with him. I'd like to talk to you about later, about sneaking up on people. And there it is. There's the read on the 4-block switch, and sometimes it's better just the 2-block. You know, at least on the 2 you can go. With the 4, you got to find a way to come back, and you know it's high risk versus high reward, and we had a good sample size the previous play.
Well, Christian Hoover is playing it calm and cool right now, and he shoots that ball up and over the block cross court, which is not a common play. So you know that he's focused and in the game. And here's an opportunity. He digs that ball up, great out of the net, but a better block at the net.
And we got chicken or the egg on this one as far as the ball on court versus the block. And I thought the right call was made, 17-17. Move our pop filters for the wind. Wow, we did it. Just like that. Outside set. Hoover. Man, just Thanksgiving came a little bit early for that stuffed turkey, Randy.
Alec Felt all over it. If you want to just play that back in your mind in slow motion, you're going to be the best blocker in the world because that was explosive. And for a guy that isn't all that tall and doesn't really seem like he has a whole lot of length to his arms, that was an incredible block. Well, there's another ball that came on, little positioning right now in this game right now.
This is rather unusual. Usually you get a lot of balls on court if teams are warming up, but that's not what's happening on court 1 and court 3. They're playing legitimate games.
18-17 lead for ball, and then there's the kiss of death when all of a sudden there is a ball on, and then you serve the next ball into the net. Now 18 all. Game to 21, first game, winner's bracket action.
A little bit of wind on our mics, but nothing that stops this train from running. Back set, Alec, cross court, Doug, looking to get to 19. Wow, what a drop at an even better dig. Free ball opportunity. Skylar.
Very, very mature play by Christian Hoover at the net, throwing that ball up to his partner, Del Sol. You know, really 21 years old, making the decision to go on 2 and giving that option. And that's where the sport is at now.
Yeah, starting with the high pass, like you said. And here we are, 1918 going to Alec. Alec goes cross court. Wow. Skylar is walking like he shot the sheriff. That's pretty cool. And all he needed was the song. Set point opportunity number 1, Randy.
Quick turnaround in this game. Looked like it was advantage the other way. Now up 2-point game.
Back set. There's the wrist away and staying alive at least for one more play as Felton balled, but I want to go back to that walk.
So, Jason, this is the moment that's always intriguing to me in any game. You know, what do the players think, and are they thinking? So they go to a middle serve. They go to the youngster onto the left to see if he controls that ball, and sure enough, good swing off the net for that point, and an important point it was. So the first game goes to.
Yeah, the veteran and the kid.
Yeah. Hoover and De Sol.
Yeah, that's a fun game. That was a fun game because high level hitting, high level blocking, intelligent decision making. You had this emphasis on making sure first hit had a little bit of height on it, right? Height. So at least the ball is optionable. That's not a word, but I'm making that up. Make sure the ball, the setter can set you a ball where you can still see the court and see things in your peripheral vision. And it just starts with that first hit, Randy.
And don't you think Ball and felt that like they got cheated? And I don't want to use those names over, but they felt and Ball got cheated in that last game and gave that one away because they were in the driver's seat, it seemed like, for most of the match. And sure enough, the game switched at the very end.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, look, sometimes when you want to be a good reader, you got to go ball, hitter, ball. That's what Skylar Del Sol did. Ball, hitter, ball. I mean, with last names like Felt and Ball, we should be murdering them with
I was trying,
with
but
these gimmicks.
I was trying, but I can't speak correctly because there's a ball and it was felt.
All right, this is where we got to watch our 12. Okay. Jeff Samuels, Adam Roberts, trying to warm up. I believe they're playing the next match after this.
A lot of quality players up here in Aspen, Colorado for the 50th annual Motherlode tournament. It's my first time up here with you, Jason, and I know you were here last year doing some PA and announcing for the tournament. And then all of a sudden, when I saw that you were being a part of it, I said, I got to be a part of this because I've never been here. Always a bucket list and something that I wanted to play in, but never really got the opportunity because of the AVP and the World Tour events that were conflicting always in this Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, and before this, we had a pretty good time at the MBO, right? Little center court action, and watching your old partner's son do some stunt double moves on center court.
Yeah.
I was calling him a stunt man. Some of those moves, it was crazy.
Yeah, I told him, I said, it's funny what you can learn from pitchers with Hagen Smith serving. I told him, I said, all your energy is you look like you're basically, doing some karate out there with your feet up in the air and their angles and everything else. But let's not use that energy so much with your legs, like spreading them out and like I said, he's karateing somebody, but be a little bit more sensible about your jump serve. And sure enough, he was very effective. Hagen Smith and his partner had a chance to win the Manhattan Open. They were up by Taylor and Taylor in that first game in the final day of the Manhattan Open 2018, then coughed it up and then proceeded to lose the next one. And then those guys got onto a roll and ended up winning the Manhattan Open.
Yeah, the subsequent winners.
But back to this game, second game, we got the youngster, 21 years old, Christian Hoover at the serving line. Ball's on again, so they...
No, that was a double contact called on Ranzo Ball. I actually saw the way it came in, and spin notwithstanding, I thought it was a double from the beginning. Here's the middle set, and Hoover, little wrist away, gets dug, looking to get on the board. Oh, did he get a touch on that? Hoover, line over, Doug, trying to go one over on someone like Skylar Del Sol. You have to be kidding me. Skylar.
Wow, big block at the net. Incredible.
Skylar tries to go with his left hand on that and then just looks up in the air and says, there is a wind happening.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a wind. We're in the afternoons here about 3 o'clock, and the aspen trees are a-blowing.
It's about time. There's the up and down set, and Skylar Del Sol throws one down, and we have a dog in our recording studio. It's a cute little blue-eyed thing. We got a runaway dog, Randy. We got 2-1.
Early in game two, obviously in a must-win situation for Ball and Felt. Hoover is really showing us a little bit more than maybe his age shows.
Yeah. There's cross court, easy dig for Skylar Del Sol, and Skylar goes up and down, and I want to see people hit a little bit more. That ball's out of bounds, and that's a good catch, and everybody knows that. No argument from any of the opposition. And now we're at 3-1, leading by 2 in the set, leading 1-0 in the match is Del Sol and Hoover. Expect him to go back to position 1, zone 1, just like a machine, but with this time with more productive results, if you will, Randy.
Yeah, nice serve down the line. Again, when you go down low, you got to pop that ball up. Give yourself some time. understand that every time you bend down low, lift the ball, lift the ball. So like there's a lifted ball. It's going to give you some opportunities. There's a good dig, one-handed. And then better dig on the other side. Here's another opportunity. A little shorty doesn't get over the net. Now in a kind of a tough situation at 5-1.
One away from the switch. And I think I mentioned this before. If you're going to drop something short, you have to jump for power. The reason why some of these balls are falling in the net is your body language and your jump is suggesting shot.
That's right, and they're not getting that elevation on their jump because there's no speed. Speed of your approach dictates the height of your jump.
We had at LMU, John Mayer and Betsy Flynn, his assistant, had a drill where if they saw shot, like body language, the girls would call shot, shot, shot. And you got like a half a point for calling shot before the shot. And it's very, very important. You have to use your power to sell your shot and not use your shot to sell your power.
Yeah. I thought you were going to talk about that they had some type of drill that they were basically getting off of the ground in their two-step approach and then seeing how fast that they can
if you
make
saw
their
explosion,
approach
then
the height of how high they're going and measuring it in that way.
Yes. Well, if you saw the explosion as this gets stuffed like a turkey, Thanksgiving style turkey, hold the freaking macaroni and cheese, hold the biscuits. That's just stuffing.
Yeah, that's unfortunately, an older player reading a younger player and getting the best of them.
Yeah, but what you were saying before, the two steps, the thing that comes after that, there's an ace. Right after that, a block and an ace, two fast ways to score a point. But the two-step usually suggests if you're going to have explosion, right? One goes to the other, which is what the drill was about. So you're actually right. Your language and your phrasing is more correct.
I don't know.
No, you said it so everyone could understand.
To me, it's the explosion of your quads, of you getting out of the sand quickly and forcing yourself, because really nobody wants to do that. There's a weird one. There's even a weirder one, a block off the net noggin and covers himself and puts that ball away.
2 attempts,
Amazing.
1 kill.
Amazing. Like Christian Hoover and Skylar Del Sol now go up by 7, 8-1, second game in a commanding role now.
Skylar to serve, expect him to go back to short position 1. They switch spots, but Skylar's not going after the person. He's going after the spot. There's the wrist away, and man, finally stops the bleeding, but still in their head, man, getting touches on everything.
Got away with it a little bit, passed the ball to the middle of the court, and then chopped it back to the line against the wind. So there was a little advantage for him to go and swing at that ball from the middle. As the blocker now stays at the net and takes line. They run it out of the middle to set on 2. Now it gets bumped over. Now it jumps at nobody up. Now poking back deep and nobody's home.
Goodness.
Yeah, they used to call that the rainbow, the jumbo shrimp. And I have to say, you got to get out of the holster.
Let me tell you something, Randy. School is open, and the man handing out lessons with a PhD was Skylar Del Sol on that jumbo shrimp.
It's amazing how you can get frozen. It's amazing that you don't have the ability to turn around and take one step and pop that ball up.
It's the most frustrating thing for any elite athlete. It's like, why can't I just move? Wow. Why couldn't he just block? He had success with that before.
Yeah, he surely led him out of the cat box, as I say. And that was really interesting to me, because I felt immediately after he received serve, he was going backwards.
Right.
And you knew it exactly. And to me, obviously, they've got that choreographed. But to me, sometimes I don't want to hit the ball out of the middle. I want to hit it out in the high spots on these pedestals out to the pins. And especially, I've got more room to swing. Here's a point opportunity for Felt off the block, and now he's feeling a little bit. Now this team's got to have a Herculean comeback, to even do something. And down by 5, 4-9, they got to make a lot of things happen to get this momentum on their side and keep it on their side.
I do, even though I don't like the middle serve to the right shoulder of Hoover, I do like that they're isolating him in the middle. Hoover's a better hitter at the pin, and anytime you can keep him in the middle, you're getting touches like that. And looking for transition, looking for 5, no. Del Sol, teardrop, Doug. Wow. Del Sol bringing it back. Free ball situation. Back on his feet. He's like, you block, son. Up and down set. Oh, Skylar Del Sol in stuntman fashion tries to get a touch, but to no avail. Here's your 9-5.
Yeah, good touch by Ball, putting the ball up, going back basically to back to fundamentals, nothing quick. Goes and reaches up high, snaps the ball down the line for a big point to keep them in the game as they side switch 5-9, game 2.
Yeah, leading by 4 in the set. Leading 1-0 in the match. Del Sol and Hoover. An okay pass. There's the drifter set. Del Sol hasn't really unloaded yet. There's the back set. And once again, the teacher handing out lessons.
Crafty.
Free of charge, ladies and gents. Live here on YouTube on NY Varsity Sports. Courtesy of the Brooklyn Kid and the King of the Beach. There goes Jeffrey Kennedy Samuels walking by. He's like, my middle name it's not Kennedy. I think he and Adam Roberts are on this court next, so stay tuned for the next live stream. There's a float set. I think, were you talking about maybe getting a little bit more height on that, or was that more part of their design? Or?
I don't know. The wind's coming up a little bit, so it's hard to tell from this point right here for this vantage point. But I think for the most part, they want to go and lift the ball up, especially for Ball, because he hits the ball so high.
Wow, that's a great turn in, but not enough to prevent that ball from getting tooled, as in what time is it? Tool time. These two got to keep their heads up. They have to, Randy, they got to remind themselves, listen, game 1 was 21-19. This isn't, something where we're overmatched. We can win this game.
Ball starts with a pass here. Got to get a pass to the middle. They go to the left side. It's too small. Might be able to keep this ball in. No.
We're looking at 7-11, and Skylar makes sure he gets back up immediately.
I like the aspect of running a quick offense in a ball that goes out as a floating ball, but not when it's kind of winding up in the same spot as the blocker always. Isn't the point is to move the ball around, is to move the blocker around, or to have him work harder as a blocker. But when all of a sudden, the blocker's just standing on the outside pin and you shoot a ball out to the thin, that's not going to be as effective.
Right. What could possibly go wrong? There's the line. There's the patience that paid off. He got blocked across a bunch of times on the 4-block switch. That time, I looked like Felt was late on that 4-block switch, and he put it down. I like how you said that. But for me, sometimes the block is not necessarily about it's about keeping him anything but stationary. And like you said, if he's stationary waiting at the pin, what's the point? One zone, back set, drifter, nice balanced dig, looking for 13. Yes, and a nice exhale, like I finally feel like I'm playing.
Right.
That was what that face showed us.
Little Hulk Hogan at the end there, but it feels good when you put that ball away and you swing hard, challenge the block, and put that ball away. No better feeling in volleyball.
You just said Hulk Hogan, and now I'm thinking the training, the prayers, and the vitamins. Okay, pass. There's a drifter set, and wow, Skylar Del Sol says nope.
All those sets to me are just too low. They're just too low. They doesn't give you an option to go and hit the ball. So you're forced to go and shoot the ball constantly.
No,
just lift it up a little bit.
And I don't like the concept of setting too low unless you're accurate. Like that set wound up on his left shoulder, his midline, and it really only gave his power shot one place to go, right? So I agree with you. I mean, if you're going to do it, do it.
Good dig by Christian.
Wow, Christian.
Oh, and the jump set with nobody up, and he pounds the ball down the line. Nice, easy tap down.
Oh, my goodness.
Well orchestrated there.
Before there was the jump set in beach volleyball, there was Skylar Del Sol.
Well,
between him and Rafa Rodriguez, man. Sorry, guys.
commanding lead right now, up by 7. Well, actually 8, 15-7.
Yep.
Almost time to call a couple timeouts in a row, regather here for the last 6 points.
I mean,
See,
between
that's a little better. That's a little bit higher. At least he's got some chance to go and swing at the ball right there.
Yep, I agree. Again, as far as accuracy is concerned, not the best set in the world, but it's something doable. You got to give yourselves a chance. And again, brilliant assertion, Randy. The crop top boys looking for a way back in this. And that's not the way to go when you're down by 8, or was down by 7. Is now down by 8 again, doubling their score at 16-8. Scala del Sol, Christian Hoover. Christian, that's the guy we're gonna have to keep an eye on, man, as we continue to go through this tournament in the winners bracket, right?
Not only defensively in his age, but his smartness of really kind of serving short balls, moving the ball around, and hey, now they're looking at each other like who missed what. Like, hey, weren't you supposed to be on that cross court dig? Still a good swing by Felt on the left side.
He did some kind of fake switch. He faked cross and then ran line and look, if Felt saw at that activity, good for him. But I don't think he needed to see that to hit that. So where do they go? Do they continue to go to Hoover? I think they will. I think they'll go to his right shoulder, and now he's on the outside, and that ball is out of bounds.
Little bit better thinking, serving that ball deep to the middle of the court, forcing him to get a big high set outside, tries to hit that ball straight ahead, doesn't catch any hands, hits that ball out just long. Oh, there's the husband and wife. I'll take it and you get it. They both didn't know one. And that was all started with the last play by serving that last ball to the deep middle. He didn't want to have it again. He didn't want to be in that same position again. He was thinking, partner, come on, take that thing.
The moment where the ball hits the ground, they look at each other and see love. 16-12 would have sounded a lot better than 17-11, but here we are, just the same.
Christian Hoover now back to serve out of the middle. Almost kind of a little bit at the wind at his back, but more to his right to left. Chops the ball to the left, to the right. There's a little touch right there. Somebody and everybody could have got to that.
I felt like all 4 players were going to dive at the same time.
Exactly.
I lost the point, but still well in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
And not a lot of answers to stop them. In fact, Hoover's already adjusted to the 4-block switch. He's already going line. Remember the previous one, he hit just barely out, but he was not fooled by the switch.
Well, this is going to be a very interesting serve by Ball right now because the last one he missed on this side down the line, wide, kind of not thinking correctly or just missing that serve. And now who's he go? He goes back to the youngster thinking that he's going to get more of an opportunity. There's a lucky play with Del Sol hitting it on 2 and hitting it out long.
Yeah, that ball left balloons out of bounds, goes long, and now it's 13-17. Will they go back to his left shoulder? Will they try middle?
I don't know. But all I know is that Hoover says, set me now. I'll show you how to put the ball away. Okay, there's a cross-court cut. That gets gobbled up. Here it goes back, and he hits the ball out of bounds. Too bad. Had a proper opportunity for a big point to keep in this game, but now totally in the driver's seat, 18-13. Game 2, they won the first one.
Well, conversation between the two of them. If I were guessing, man, I think Del Sol probably told them, save the tips for the waiters. I want you to swing more. This whole cuteness of playing each other's cut shots is not going to help us in the later rounds. Get your action in now, and a little bit of hand action. I saw a little bit of forward spin. I didn't think it was something that was that egregious, considering it wasn't side spin, but just the same double hit called, now 19-13. Skyler, zone 1, okay pass. Better set, though. And that ball left balloons out of bounds and sailing away are their hopes of winning. They said, we are now at set Match point opportunity.
Let's see if
Number one.
Del Sol does
Will he do a sky ball?
his patented fake block. The fake block. Let's see if
There's
he
our
makes this move.
sky ball. That's
He's gonna watch a fake, and he's gonna stay up. Oh, he's all over it right here. Point opportunity. Good dig.
free ball.
Again, here's the on two, and a back set, and a cut shot, and they stay with it, and they call it double. Referee over here calls it double.
Oh my goodness. You are going to hear the Boo Birds come out on all three courts. Randy, this happened to be one play where all three courts were looking. And now this entire capacity crowd, even from the outer courts, are giving it to him.
Here's for match. Little no, it's gobbled up. Turn down the line, still saving match point.
There's your
on the
switch.
side switch.
Yep.
Now down by 5, 15-20.
But Randy, wouldn't you like to see, this is match point, wouldn't you like to see him hit and not play around with with futzing these shots?
Well, again, you're going to go back to fundamentals to see what they do. That's a nice deep serve. Here's a ball that's probably going to hit deep middle again. There's a good block by Ball at the net. Now they're down by 4. Footsteps.
He took something off of that hit with equal results. Defended well by Team Felt and Ball. Alec Felt to serve. Alec Felt, Santa Cruz, graduate of 2018.
Watch Ball jump into his angle. And that
There it
ball
is.
hits the line, and that is game.
And you know what? Somehow the words "I told you so" just don't do enough. But nonetheless, hey, winners, 2-0, 21-19, 21-16. Moving on to the winners bracket are our guys, Christian Hoover and Skylar Del Sol.
And they obviously got to be loving it, not only winning, but keeping in the winners bracket, because obviously easier way to go when you stay in. Didn't see the fake block as we were discussing prior to the game, but certain enough they came through what they needed, and that was the W. And they move on into the winners bracket tomorrow.
Mhm.
All the losers bracket matches are going to be played tomorrow. We've got just winners bracket matches today.
Talk a little bit about the fake block as I'm setting up for the next game. You had a discussion with him.
Yeah.
It's basically pretending you're pulling and staying up.
Yep. And I used to do it just to bait the hitter. And like I was saying, when a hitter kind of all of a sudden sees a blocker at the net, they've got a split second to understand that they're going to go and either shoot the ball or hit the ball. And by all of a sudden them making a move, backing up out of the net, it shows them that there's a wide open net for that split second, half a second, that the brain is recognizing that there's an open court. Now the player goes back to the net, seals the net tightly, gets the easy block. It's a kind of a bait,
Bait and switch, yeah.
bait and switch type of scenario in terms of blocking, especially on these type of courts. You can't do it all, in all different, in the different beaches, because sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to move around, but certainly it seems like you can kind of jump very well by kind of jumping back into the net off of this type of surface.
Hey, let's go blockers, take lessons, okay? From the King of the Beach. And for the King of the Beach, I'm Jason DeBeas. Stay with us. We got an exciting one up next. We'll be back later.